Hey there, mamas. Welcome to the Mom Care Coach podcast. And I am your host, Victoria Mattia. I am a certified life and health coach, certified international counselor, and also a homeschooling autism mom and former autism clinic director. I know that you are struggling with holding healthy boundaries around time management, constantly getting less than adequate sleep, and managing deep exhaustion and overwhelm. And you are praying to find a way to have more energy throughout your day. Well, friend, you have come to the right place. In this show, we will talk about how you can guide yourself through a process of self-care strategies that will lead you to the health solutions that you as an autism mom have been searching for, and how providing for your 4 intentional needs, sleep, movement, nutrition, and mindset, can help you avoid burnout. So grab this morning's leftover matcha or pour another cup of your homemade kombucha and pull up a chair, and let's have a chat on how these health solutions can change your life. One more thing, would you like to know more about the online coaching services and health bundles that I offer? If so, please do not hesitate to reach out. My email is mindfulwellnessforautismmoms@gmail.com. Again, mindfulwellnessforautismmoms@gmail.com. And of course, it's also listed in the show notes. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now on with our show. Hello everyone, it is Victoria Mattia. I am so glad that you are joining me today and you are listening into the Mom Care Coach podcast. So today we are on episode number 16, and we are going to be talking about exactly what is mom care and compassion fatigue, and how that can impact you as an autism mom. So I also wanted to mention that I know I have quite a few listeners now, and I am so thankful and happy as well. Also, I wanted to let you know, if you would like more support or you'd like to be able to kind of talk things through, I have offered in the past, and I am now opening up some more options when it comes to coaching. If you would like one-on-one coaching with me, I have some slots that I'm looking to book for the month of April. So please just email me and we can book a 10-minute discovery call, which is free, to see if we are a good fit. Okay, so right on with the show. So today I wanted to talk about what mom care is and how that relates to compassion fatigue in the sphere of being an autism mom. So we are called the Mom Care Coach. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about what mom care is. So the reason why I named this podcast the Mom Care Coach, because I went through a few different ideas when it comes to, being an autism mom. And I wanted to naturally attract the audience that would benefit the most as an autism mom. Mom care, when I Googled it, it talks about providing care to mothers, and it's all kinds of care. So for the new mom, there's care like what to expect when you are expecting, but in the terms of even after childbirth. That's one type of mom care coach. There's another kind that kind of takes you on a journey and kind of walks with you side by side when they have been through or already walked the path that you are on, even if it's a few years ahead or several years ahead, so that they are really kind of a light or a guide helping you to get to where you are wanting to go. So as you could probably imagine, I am the second kind of coach. I am holistically trained. I am certified as a health and life coach. And my desire is to really help autism moms especially in the journey of being an autism mom. Something happens after you receive that diagnosis for many of us, meaning we are so focused on getting the diagnosis, which can happen, it can take years for that to actually happen with the waiting list. After that, and during that time, we often will power through to help our child in the best way that we know. However, the thing that can be difficult is without a diagnosis. Sometimes it can be challenging in schools for children. It can be challenging in the home, especially when you are not 100% sure and certain about what's going on. And once you receive that diagnosis, it can be challenging to get the therapies. There are sometimes waiting lists for those. It's also sometimes challenging to find the therapists that are available and that can really help your child's specific needs. Now, going back to what I originally said, there's something that happens in that waiting time, and then the waiting time of having the child on the wait list, and then with the waiting time of trying to get the therapies, and then there's a period between the child receiving a diagnosis that happens, to the caregiver, and then actually getting milestones met. That period of time can be very, very stressful. It's stressful when you don't have a diagnosis, and then it can be stressful afterwards because all of the energy that needs to be exerted on a daily basis to meet the child's specific needs. And what can happen when you are that autism mom is you can get something called compassion fatigue. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, there are symptoms of burnout and deep exhaustion among caregivers. That's what compassion fatigue, but there are levels. And often I find that it's a little bit sneaky. You don't realize what's happening until you've had lots of symptoms and you realize, okay, something needs to change. So for the mom that is listening to this podcast, I'm going to just take a side note here. And if this is you, I see you. There was that period in between milestones getting met and after getting that diagnosis where I had to show up and I felt the need to Google everything, figure out where the best services were, figure out what alternative services could be, figure out the best meal plans, how to get my kiddo to eat more than just a few foods, how to help them with meltdowns, how to give them just so many different things that is good. And I knew that there were, that it would help them with their personal milestones as well as just their personal achievements and growing and all of that to help them to be the person that God created them to be. I wanted to help them. But what I did was I put my own personal, emotional, mental health, physical health, everything really on the back burner for a time period. That is not uncommon. I know that there are so many of you that did the same thing. So I want to help you to avoid the deep exhaustion and burnout. And then also I want to help you to start to crawl out of that. And I use the word crawl on purpose because it kind of gives an image of you are moving slowly towards a better future. But it takes small steps to get out of that. And as I've said before, the reason why we need to make these really small shifts is because we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We want to be able to let our brain know that we are safe in our body and we are okay so that we don't self-sabotage, because that is what can happen when we are moving too quickly. And that's why my programs are really geared toward making small daily shifts toward the goals that we want to have. And of course, those goals have to do with our 4 intentional needs. So just to sum everything up, when we are caring for ourselves That's mom care, and that's why this is called the Mom Care Coach. And I want to give you some tacticals now. So for compassion fatigue, it has to do with deep symptoms of burnout and exhaustion. So when you find yourself heading towards that position, there may be some listeners that aren't there yet, but they're starting to feel those symptoms. It's really important to be able to check in with yourself. And so I'm going to give you this little exercise to help you to check in. So it's called the 5 senses. So what you do, you close your eyes and you take just a few seconds and you ask yourself questions like, what can I hear? What is my body touching right now? Am I sitting down on the floor? Am I sitting in a chair? You know, even if you are in a room with your kiddo and they're having a really tough meltdown, you can go to the bathroom just for even a few seconds, or to a closet. I've been known to go to my bedroom closet many times for a few seconds to get my bearings and to do this exercise. So if I'm standing, what are my feet touching? Is it the floor, or is it my shoes? What am I hearing? Am I hearing people walking around in my household, closing doors? Am I hearing traffic outside? Am I hearing the birds? What am I hearing? What am I smelling? Can I smell food? Can I smell just the air? Am I smelling anything in particular? What am I seeing? Well, if your eyes are closed, you're not really seeing anything, but is that giving you a feeling of sense of calm, a sense of serenity? Maybe not. Maybe you want to open your eyes so you can see what's going on. Then what are you looking at? Are you looking out a window? Are you looking at a table? Okay. And what are you tasting with your mouth? Do you taste anything? Did you just finish a meal? Did you, what's in your mouth right now? Are you wishing you're tasting something? Are you hungry? This simple little exercise can kind of help you breathe in and focus and breathe out, and just help you know what your next right step is. And I'm going to end with this. That next right step can be as simple as getting a glass of water. It can be as simple as taking some essential oils and just smelling them. If you don't have any essential oils right now in your household, you can go to your kitchen and take out just some herbs. Maybe you have some basil, which is really, really good for the brain. Maybe you have some sage, also good for the brain, and put it in the palm of your hand, and maybe a little bit of olive oil you have in your house, in your kitchen, and rub your hands together really quickly, and then take a deep breath in just to smell your hands. Have your hands kind of cupped, so obviously the herbs are not going in your nose, but your hands are cupped, and so you're just kind of smelling them in. And that can be very, very calming. And sometimes that's all you need for your next right step. A cup of water, something to help you to feel calm, and then maybe even a little bit of journaling. So I hope that you have enjoyed these couple of tacticals to help you to start to pull yourself out of compassion fatigue. And also, just to mention, with compassion fatigue, it is specific to caregivers or people that are in a helping position, whether that is like their employment or the fact that they live in a home with a special needs child. So it's so important for us to take care of ourselves. And so I look forward to speaking with you next time. Thank you so very much. And don't forget, if you'd like to book a discovery call with me, go ahead and just message me and we can get started. Bye.
Thank you for listening to my mom's podcast.
Don't forget to follow and leave a review. It is so important. The reason why is because that's really the only way that other autism moms know of this podcast and are able to receive from this amazing information. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like and leave a review and share with all your friends and download. Bye.
Thank you so very much for listening in. If you have learned something new today or have been blessed by this show in any way, please share with a friend. And don't forget to head over to iTunes and leave a 5-star review. And feel free to take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram, and I will tag you back. Thank you and be well.